everything that I was doing was just, it wasn't good enough. So this wasn't really just about turning down work, but about returning to a life of beauty and intention where I am making choices that are very different than what I made in my 20s and early 30s, where I just optimized for growth and doing as much as possible. And even then, I think my direction was a bit skewed. But at this point, it's how do we slow down long enough to figure out the kind of life that we genuinely want to live that doesn't include how I want to appear on the internet of how I'm living my life, which requires very intentionality, if you will. And what kind of person do I really want to be? And it's someone that's not on my phone all the time. And so as soon as I'm done with this video, the phone's going back in my backpack where I am not going to be on my phone. I'm also not listening to anything because sometimes it's nice to be walking out in nature without plugging your ears to how beautiful nature sounds. Oh, hello. Totally forgot to add this. The other reason that I turned down, that I chose not to move forward with this, head of copywriting position is that it would require writing social media content. And for someone who has literally deleted all of her social media accounts, I definitely was not about to create a dummy account just so that I could do a job. And so, that's the other piece about living intentionally is, yeah, it would have been lucrative, but at what cost? And it would have compromised, my values and my principles of not wanting to be on social media anymore. And just that piece that I have now is not worth returning just for a paycheck. Summer is really the best time to do a lot of reflection because the days are longer, the air is warm. It's so wonderful to be outside, either in the morning or in the late afternoon in the shade. If you're in the South, being outside in the sun, middle of the day is not the most enjoyable unless you're in the water. But summer is the best time to slow down and get off social media more. Do a social media fast. Go without it for the rest of the summer. And for me, one of the best things for reclaiming my attention has been reading longer books. And if there was one book that I could recommend that you read for the summer, it's The Count of Monte Cristo. It is a whopper. It is a behemoth. It is a massive book, but it does not feel like that when you're reading it. The one that I read was over 1,400 pages, but it flies by. It is an absolute page turner. I could not put it down. And I think that's the other side of the coin that people don't really talk about. When people talk about getting off of social media or doing a digital detox, they talk about, the act of getting off social media, of don't scroll and, go work out. But not a whole lot is being discussed about, well, what do you feel with that time? How do you change your habits and your impulses where you want to reach for your phone? And seriously, getting a page turner of a book will all but cure that. If you have something that you can't get enough of and you get so excited about reading, I just finished The Count of Monte Cristo, and it has reached my list of #1 favorite book of all time. I will definitely read it again. I was bawling at the end. It's filled with so much intrigue and character development and twists and turns that is kind of surprising for the mid 1800s. At least I haven't And I love classic literature, but I have not read anything like The Count of Monte Cristo. So read that book. Like, go pick up a copy, order a copy on Amazon. I'll link it in the description. I got my copy at a used bookstore, antique store actually. But find things that you can fill that space where you were reaching for your phone. Go get out in nature. Find really fun things to do locally that you haven't done before. Explore your hometown again in a way almost like a tourist. Like, go do the things that people come to your town to do that you either have never done or you haven't done in a long time. I have been doing that recently, and it has kind of given me a deeper appreciation for my hometown, and it's been super fun. And there's just something about being intentional with the choices that you are making for the kind of life that you want to live. And life is not meant to be lived online, staring at a screen all day, every day, reaching for a phone or a computer screen to entertain us. It's like, get outside, go for a nature hike, pick up a phenomenal book, start journaling, go for walks without your headphones, and just let yourself think and listen to your own thoughts, and also connect with God. This is a great place to do that, especially if you're not listening to anything in your headphones. And I'm not to say, not saying that I'll never listen to headphones again when I'm out on a walk. That's not the point. The point is, do I need to be distracted or have someone else's thoughts and words in my mind going on at all times? The answer is no. So this is a short video, but get outside, go read a great book, get a hammock, put the hammock up, read the book, and just slow down. And another massive understated benefit of slowing down is that it gives you the space to make different decisions than you would if you were just rushing and going and just thinking, or not even thinking, just acting reflexively and reactively. And that has been, I think, one of the biggest benefits of slowing down, is that I've built enough margin in my life to evaluate a role or an opportunity where, does this fit in the vision that I have for myself moving forward into the next 5 to 10 years, or do I feel pressure to do it just because it's been put in front of me? So being able to slow down, it's not even just about slow living aesthetics and walks in the garden, and that's all wonderful, but it's really about being intentional with having the space to make decisions that are more aligned with where you want to go. So hopefully that gave you some encouragement. Go get outside. It's just beautiful right now, so I hope it's beautiful where you are. Let me know where you are. I am in the South, and so I don't know if you could hear the cicadas singing in the forest. They are quite loud. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you plan on reading something, or if you plan on reading The Count of Monte Cristo, let me know in the comments as well. Or whatever book you've been wanting to read for a while, you just haven't. Let this be your sign to slow down, really evaluate what you want for your life, get outside more, be alone with your own thoughts, and a good book by the water if you can too. And I'll see you next time. Bye.